Independents approached us with the concept of a deal, and as we thought about it more, we felt there was value in it, but we wanted to structure a deal which benefited our shareholders in a number of ways. So it was in part Independents scrip, in part cash, in part dividend, and in part ownership of the spin-out, which was S2. So it appealed to our investors in that they retain exposure to the Nova deposit through the Independents scrip. They were able to take some money off the table through the cash component. They were able to benefit instantly from a dividend stream from Independents rather than waiting for Nova to hit its straps a few years down the track. And also by spinning out the non-Fraser Range assets from Sirius into S2, Sirius shareholders were then able to get much more leverage to those other assets than they would have been able to had they stayed as they were. Good. It's not been any big fanfare or anything like that. We were only the third ASX resource listing this year, including South 32, and that's a sign of the times, I think. But we've come into being quietly. We had a notional 20-cent share price, and we've been hovering between 17 and 20, which I think in this market is pretty good. And we don't have any news flow as yet either, so we've held in there well, and our news flow will sort of start coming in 3 or 4 weeks' time, and momentum will hopefully build from there. There's a sort of more obvious and immediate opportunity, which is gold at our Polar Bear project in Western Australia. And we have a deposit called Baloo, which is already known about there, and we're doing the resource drilling now. So that'll be something that comes along fairly quickly. But in the longer term, and possibly in the bigger picture, our properties in Finland and Sweden are where we think the sleeping giants lie. And in a way, it's similar to the start of Sirius, where we had Polar Bear as our flagship project and Fraser Range, which ultimately yielded Nova as something to one side of that. Now we have Polar Bear again, but much more advanced with known gold, and we have Scandinavia as our new Fraser Range. I think we'll see more deals done at the small end of town because people are hurting and money is scarce. So maybe somewhat reluctantly, but there'll need to be some sort of consolidation at the junior end, I think. And maybe some of the majors will also take advantage of that. I came last year, and I was impressed with the scope and the scale and the intent, I guess, of the conference. And it's one of the bigger conferences around, and chose to support it. And this time around it seems to be more optimistic than last time, even though times are still tough. That's a very good question. I think obviously you have to have the experience and the knowledge to do the job, but I think having a good team of people and having a culture that encourages good people to work for you is probably key to that. And I guess as testament of that, with the Independents deal, all of the exploration and corporate team came across to work with me at S2, and they took pay cuts of between 20 and 60% to do so. I think it was aimed at really a broad audience. It's one thing starting up an exploration company. Getting the capital is hard at the best of times, very hard right now. Being heard is hard at the best of times and almost impossible now. So I was just trying to, I guess, express my experience having gone from a $5 million penny dreadful explorer that nobody wanted to know to a $1.5 billion mining company. So it was really an opportunity to give my personal experiences, which you can't really learn from a book. I think, well, definitely they should. The more the merrier, and I hope that this will grow.